You got your lawyer badges out. Oh, fuck. Get your lawyer badges on, chat. It's time. It's time to be lawyers. The law is within us, chat. I got hiccups. The law. The law. You can feel the law manifest legal prowess. Objection. Okay. Hi. So, to give a recap, we finished case 2 yesterday, and now we started case 3. We're about halfway through the first investigation segment of case 3. And Lamoir, who is a singer, their manager died. And they died through a revolver gunshot during this concert. So that's pretty crazy. So once again, if you want to get a recap, the evidence can be found by clicking on the icon that shows up when you hover your mouse over the stream right around here, or underneath the stream in mobile. It should look like my tail. So look for that icon, click it. That is where you go for the fun. Can I stop holding this post now? You guys understand, right? Right, chat? You understand, right? Oh my god. Ugh. Okay. No! Fuck! Okay, you're gonna boop me. Do it carefully. Alright. So, you're a goober. No, you. No, you. We're gonna wait just a little bit so that we can have some key players potentially join. Or might not want to be late for the Apollo of the Justicing. So, it should be exciting. And while we're waiting, I'm just gonna show you guys something. How about we do this, huh? Whoa, look at that. What is that thing, chat? What is that? Chat, what is that? Wrong answers only. You don't know, but it's kind of large. That concert footage again? You'll see plenty of that, Crocu, don't worry. Jack, I said wrong answers only. Poll. Somewhat accurate. I will accept it. War crime? How is it a war crime? Fleshy rods. A body pillow idea. Alright, that's enough of that. You all can't be trusted. Alright. I think we've waited long enough. Maybe we didn't wait long enough, but we're just doing the investigation segment, so if anybody joins in a little late, we can catch them up. This is the non-interactive part of the game anyway. When we get to the trial, that's when you guys gotta engage your brains. All right, we've talked to everybody. Caudal limb, so true. July 7th, backstage hallway. Oh, it's this guy again. Eek! Who's there? And he's gone again. There he goes again. Now, who is that guy? Huh? Trucy? You know, he did sort of look familiar. So he's a friend of you. So he is a friend of yours. No, that's not it. Sorry, I don't remember. Curiouser and curiouser. Let's go to the Gavineer's dressing room. July 7th, Gavineer's dressing room. Ah, Lamoir. What? What has happened? I heard that Mr. Latouche has died. Lamoir, you speak English? I mean, you speak English? Okay, he said that. Yes. I was invited here from Republic of Virginia, but I am not Virginian by birth. But wasn't Mr. Latouche your interpreter? Oh, that, yes, well... It was Mr. Latouche's idea. I'm gonna try and make my best feminine voice for Lemoir. I'm sorry if you guys don't like it. He thought it would add to the mystery, you see. Then your pianist is also... No, Machi Tobai is Borginian. He does not speak English. Now, please tell me, what has happened to Mr. Latouche? Why did he... Actually, Mr. Latouche was... Trucy! Huh? Remember what Prosecutor Gavin said? Not a word. But Mr. Latouche is Lemoir's manager. That's not fair to her. I mean, isn't she a related party? Precisely who Prosecutor Gavin doesn't want to alert, I suspect. All we have been told is to wait here in this room. It is very unsettling. I'm sorry. We're trying to figure it out ourselves. Do you think I could ask you some questions? Of course. I am always willing to help. She's as calm as she looked on stage. I can't pick my finger on why, but I like this Lemoir. What is it, Machi? I don't know how to pronounce Virginian. How should Virginian sound, chat? What? But you'd be alone. What seems to be the problem? Machi, he's not good around strangers. He wishes to go out for a breath of fresh air. Would that be all right? Sure, of course. Very well. What is it you wish to ask me about? War has a good theme song, by the way. Anyway. The Republic of Virginia. That's in Northern Europe, right? Northern Europe. What is Northern Europe accents, chat? Help me out here. I'm not good with geography. We're in a planetarium. Help me, chat. You're not helping me. This is such a fucking ripoff. Just give me 1 second. British. That Virginian language didn't look British to me. I never even heard of it. I started out singing in a restaurant. Then a producer called me. Before I knew it, here I am. You don't say. You know, my daddy plays piano in a restaurant. Producers tend to look for talent, Trucy. Oh, shit! You fucking shit on, Phoenix. Memoir, you're not from Virginia originally? Were you born here? Well... Oh, is that supposed to be a secret? Image is everything when you're a star. I know a bit about that, of course. Yes. It's something like this. A contract, you might say. I'm also not to speak anything but Virginian in public. Image is important, I guess. She's not all image, though. Her songs are lovely. A real landscape painter in sound. A painter in what? She travels the world, turning the sights she sees into music. That's the secret to your music's beauty, right? You're very perceptive. Oh, I use your songs all the time in my stage act. I don't have to pay royalties for that, do I? Stop while you're ahead, Trucy. Trucy out here admitting she's committing copyright infringement. And the burger won't go away. Culver's is just okay. I've had them twice when I went to MFF, and I'm not too impressed with them, if I'm being honest. You have no idea what that is? You don't know what copyright is? Or paying royalties? Or you're talking about Culver's? Culver's is a fast food burger joint. That's all you need to know. It is a fast food burger joint. But yeah, I'm not too impressed with them. I don't know, I have better burgers back here in Canada more often, eat from like Wendy's and stuff. Frozen custard. Yeah, their frozen custard was good. I should have gotten that last time. But I don't know, I like Dairy Queen more.
This landscape, painter, and sound, too, is an image. Yet without it, my songs would not be so wildly heard.
They even call you the Siren of the Ballad, right?
Yes, in Virginian, l'amour means the siren. I fear that, perhaps, already, I am not the siren I once was.
Your pianist, Machi, was it? He's cute, like a porcelain doll. What? He's very European.
I met him while singing in the restaurants in Virginia. He is an orphan, yet his playing is exquisite. Soon he came to live with me.
It's like a fairy tale almost. Have fun, Bakiri. You have fun doing the grocery shopping or whatever it is you do. I noticed he hardly leaves your side.
Yes, well, he is blind. At first, I hesitated at dragging him across the world.
He doesn't speak English either, does he?
He had never left Virginia before we met. I made his presence part of my contract. Machi and I together are l'amour. Together, always. Mr. Latouche was my new manager.
New?
Yes, from 3 months ago. Around when I received Mr. Gavin's invitation to come, I met Mr. Latouche at my office. He was to be my manager and bodyguard. And, as it turned out, my interpreter.
Interpreter? Even though you speak English?
Yes, but we were to visit more places than just here. We had a concert in Japan scheduled after this one, though I fear that may have to be cancelled now.
Is Mr. Latouche from the Republic of Virginia too?
Well, he was only with me for 3 months. I'm afraid there is much I do not know about him. And now, I shall never know. No one will even tell me why he has died.
I'm sorry. Prosecutor Gavin sees we weren't to talk to anyone.
Mr. Latouche was a talented man. The Siren of the Ballad. That phrase was his idea, you know. I am happy for him that it has become so well known.
The Siren? That's what he meant! Huh? Apollo? You are the Siren, right, Lemoire?
That is the meaning of my name in Virginian, yes. It was the name my producer gave me, but why do you ask?
It's very important. I had to know for sure if the Siren was you.
Well, what do you mean, important?
I'll tell you. You deserve to know. I don't know if this is a good idea, Apollo. We're breaking NDA! We're breaking NDA! Chad, you ever broken NDA before? It's thrilling. No. Don't break NDAs. Siren. Turns out that's a very important word in this case. How? When we found Mr. Latouche, he was still alive.
What?
I heard him say something. His last words. Mr. Latouche, can you hear me? Ask witness. Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness? The witness is Siren. He said Siren? Really? I was the only one there to hear it, but I'm sure that's what he said.
Mr. Latouche said that? Ask the witness?
And you're the Siren, Memoir. Did you see what happened? Memoir?
Might I ask, are you with the police?
Well, no. I'm a defense attorney.
An attorney? Yet there have been no arrests, yes?
Is that a problem?
Does an attorney not work for a client? If you have no client, you should leave the investigation to the police, I think.
Oh. That's a suspicious thing to say. But Lemoir,
I am sorry, but I cannot answer your questions. I'm afraid you lack the authority to ask them.
Ugh, why? She hiding something. If she witnessed the crime, why won't she tell us?
I believe we are through here.
I believe so. Bitch be lying to us! How dare she? Okay, I guess I'm missing something. Wow, humongous waffle. Is that all it fucking takes? That reminds me. Does this brooch look familiar to you?
My brooch! Yes, well, it may be mine.
Yours, Lemoir?
I was wearing a brooch earlier, you see. I must have lost it.
Well, that explains the brooch we found. It was Lemoir's.
Thank you. I was wondering where I dropped it.
This brooch belongs to her. That begs the question. Is something wrong, Apollo? What was this brooch doing at the crime scene? The evidence has been updated. Let me quickly update it. Wow, hi, Blue Nightcrawler. How are you doing? Let's, I just need to check something. I'm updating the evidence list. Fuck, I keep clicking the wrong thing because I'm a fucking idiot. There we go. The evidence has been updated. Make sure you refresh it. Okay, now that should be the last thing we have to do with her. Yes. Whoa, who's there now? Ah, it's you. Where were you? Ah, Emma! Is something wrong? She looks grumpier than usual. You bet something is wrong. The impossible's happened. Ah, it's all your fault, you know. Oops. Maybe this is about us leaving the crime scene. What do you mean by impossible? Well, it's gone. Utterly gone. What's gone? The body, stupid. What else? The what? Eh? Mr. Latou's body has disappeared. What? Uh-oh. Ah, Prosecutor Gavin. From your vacant stare, I gather you've heard the news. I heard Mr. Latou's body has gone missing. Look for yourself. Quite the pickle. Quite the pickle. How can you just stand there? We have to start the There's no need for alarm, frauding detective. Our entrances and exits have been sealed. The body will not leave the building. So I suggest we find ourselves a cadaver. There will be plenty of time to ponder the whys later. Well, you seem pretty sure of yourself, Mr. Gavin. Oh, we'll find him. I'm rather enjoying this. How could Mr. Latou's body just disappear? Well, you heard the man. Let's get searching. Hey, I don't know if this is exactly the right time, but... Yes, darling? See, Geeter's gone missing. It was in the dressing room. Geeter? Who's Geeter? That's what I call my guitar. You like, man? Your guitar was stolen? This hasn't been a good day for guitars or Geeters. Okay, body first to that guitar. And if someone finds that guitar, please bring it to our dressing room. Geeter's like a missing person, not lost and found, man. Pretty sure, that doesn't fucking matter. Huh? Does something seem different to you, Apollo? Something is definitely different here. Let's check it out. Chat, what's different here? I know it's been a while since you've seen this stage, but what's different here? Hi, Zoldo. What is different here, brutta? Chat, do you remember what the stage used to look like? What's different? Come on, chat. Work with me here. Was this part of the stage always elevated? Good question. Let's find out. That stage there must have been lowered before. That's the tower that Lemoir and Prosecutor Gavin were singing on. Someone must have raised it. I don't see a way to control it from here. Apollo, what about that ladder there against the wall? We could use that to take a look up top. Hi, Doomadet. Maybe we should get ammo. What are you talking about? We have to see this sort of thing for ourselves. I'm not so good with heights. Stop whining and start climbing. Ugh. They don't know how to, Humongous Waffle. It didn't look that high from below, really. But when we got to the top, I felt every one of those 15 feet down. Of course, I wasn't thinking about the height anymore. Not after what we found up there. Eek! We found 2 things we were looking for, and 1 thing we never expected to find. The body, guitar in hand, and the pianist, Machi Tobai. What the fuck? The fuck is Machi doing here? And now we're no longer there. Okay. Wow, that concert last night sure went south in a hurry. No kidding. Why did they arrest Machi? Why? They arrested Machi? Don't look at me like it's my fault. Machi Tobai, the blind pianist. Arrested on suspicion of murdering Roman Letus. I can't believe such a cute little boy would do something so horrible. I guess they had proof of some kind. What proof could possibly... Monin. Prosecutor Gavin? What a night, eh? I apologize for being so upset. Mr. Gavin, do you know what's going on? Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Don't look at him like it's his fault either. It was tough for me too. We performed together that night after all, yet... Yet? The powers that be say that, given the circumstances, it could only have been him. What do you mean by the circumstances? Namuvar was invited from Virginia as an ambassador of goodwill. It is vital that this case be wrapped up swiftly. That's all the powers that be want, really. Well, those are circumstances, alright. But what makes Machi the only possible suspect? Forehead. You seem to have forgotten that you're talking to the prosecution. The enemy. Ah, right. I think I like this side of prosecutor better, actually. I'm not at liberty to discuss the particulars of the case. Especially not to the defense attorney. What? Did you just say me? The defense attorney? That's what I came to tell you. He's down at the detention center. He wants to request your services. You mean Machi? Machi wants me? Dude barely knows me. Why the fuck is he requesting me? This is what we've been waiting for, Apollo! Let's get going! Right. Good luck. I'm off to question Lamoureux. Right, later. I hope I'm up to this. Well, I just don't get it. I refuse to believe a cute little kid like that could do something so terrible. You said that already. Hello, Machi. Machi, everything's going to be okay. We're here for you. Hi. I tell you last night? Right, he doesn't speak English, bro. Huh? That was when I realized how tough it must be. A little kid like this, in a country so far from everything he's ever known. Maybe Lemawar can help? Didn't Prosecutor Gavin say she was with him? Good luck. I'm off the quest to Lemawar. Well, what are we gonna do? That's, a good question. I can't think of anything we can do but go with this. And hope for the best at the trial tomorrow. To be continued. I'm sorry for butchering the Great Virginian language. I apologize for that. Kind of nuts they don't have a translator present. I don't think it's that surprising that they don't have somebody who speaks Virginian, but it's fine. Chad, it's time to really get your thinking caps on now. Because we're now in the trial segment of the game. Also known as, you need to start thinking. Court is now in session for... How do I say that? Machitobai, Your Honor. The pixie of the Arpeggio. Right, his trial. Court is in session. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-OK, Judge. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. My opening statement, yeah? No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Yes? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? What? Chat, what would you say to them? What would your advice be? Awkward. I mean, you wouldn't say, get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down. What are you talking about? Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial, the Chief Justice's son. The Chief Justice? His son is inflicted with the most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. Ah, so I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day. Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? In any case, we're a bit busy today. Let's wrap this up quickly. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly. You're in luck here, Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim in this case. Romain Letus, age 35. The global manager for Diva Sanctus Lemurrois. The cause of death? Blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details. The court accepts this into evidence. Letus's autopsy report added to the court record. .45 caliber. That's quite large, isn't it? Give me a second, chat, to get this image on onto the evidence for you. Da-da-da! It should be there now. Make sure you refresh. Call him romaine lettuce? Sure. I will accept that. A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering. Crime photo added to the court record. Two shots were fired. One shot missed, the other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit. I see. The court accepts this evidence. Oh my gosh, they're making me work in overtime right now, chat. Okay, we're good. If we're talking about a .45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use. Really? Yeah, apparently. Weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body. The defense will take more care in choosing examples. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in the dressing room. This dressing room only has one entrance, this door. That does seem to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. He's talking about you and Emma, huh? Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. But that's impossible! Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person? That is, of course, the defendant, Tobai. Only this defendant could have committed the crime? But how? It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Very well. I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand. Hi, Emma. Your name and profession, please. Emma Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired somehow. Security in the concert, you say? Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder. No, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know? I'm sure that makes her feel much better. Judge, you shouldn't be admitting to that kind of shit. Okay. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered, and we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please. Alright. Witness testimony. Hi, meme. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room, filled with blaring rock music, and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. It was lucky that a detective was the first on the scene. That door was the only way out of the room, right? Yeah, pretty much. And I don't get it. How could they say that Machi did it? Looks like we need a bit more information. Very well, the defense may begin their cross-examination. The defendant is Machi Tobai. Murderous circumstances. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Let's press for now. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right. What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert. My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods. Where's the shot guy? Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Well, isn't it obvious? My keys! That whole morning. No, the whole day was ruined. And it's all because someone stole my keys. I couldn't ride my hog to the show. I couldn't open my guitar case. There he goes again. Isn't it possibly simply misplace them? Misplace them? Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own. What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you a prime suspect. Love, slow acting, and a new Atroquine is what's waiting for you. I pronounced that probably wrong. He's singing something. Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was, like a sailor, adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen. So I put the detective with the most time on her hands on the task. I see. I can accept that. Well, I can't. What do you mean, time on their hand? Please, the testimony. To be fair, he was right. She was right. There was something happened. What have I missed? What was the last thing you remember, me? And I can fill you in. We just started the trial, so this is the first cross-examination of the trial. Was the first audio mixer thing. Okay, we haven't done any audio mixing since then. So we talked to Lemoir. She told us she speaks English. So Lemoir was only kind of faking that she didn't understand or speak English. She speaks English just fine. We found out that the siren, the dying words from the victim, was most likely referring to Lemoir. And when we asked what she witnessed, she got all dodgy and said, maybe the police should be doing this job and not you. So that's kind of sus. And then after that, the body went missing until we found it on top of the stage with a guitar in hand with Machi Tobai unconscious also next to the body on the stage. And then we went into the trial. And then they arrested Tobai. We were let in though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the fraudulent special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again. Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now. Gee, great. Some other hanger-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. So no other outsiders were there then. And then, at the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating snackoos. Ah, hey, no snacking in court! And just so the shots came from Lemoir's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. Tonk. Thanks. So, how about Emma? We were right. There. Hard to be mistaken. Please, either talk or eat. Not both at the same time. Well, right. So after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. She snackooed me. Rock? Blaring, yes. When you say rock, are you referring, perhaps, to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days? That's right, we went into the dressing room. Music was blaring over the speaker on the wall. They pipe sound from the stage to the backstage of the speakers. That way people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. Did it have to be so loud? You don't listen to the Gaviniers with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. We walked into the room. The band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime. If you could hear that music playing. Then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen. We know there was only one exit from the room. That door. The small window only opened a tiny crack. And I was standing in front of that door. So, how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility. The air vent. Oh. But that air vent was too small. Who could possibly... Exactly. There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. A child. Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. And of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. The defendant? The pixie of the arpeggio floated up towards the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. But that's just conjecture. There was no other way out of that room. You were there. You should know it, Forehead. And there is another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces that had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found, quite clearly. The defendant, Machi Tobai's fingerprints. What? What?! Order! 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 That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you? Ugh. Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whipping it up on the audience. So this was his decisive evidence. Quite decisive indeed. I believe that's enough of that. The prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive. Ugh. I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict, even if I wasn't in a hurry to make the hospital visit. I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. It can't be over already. Very well, I believe this trial is finished. If the defense has no contradicting evidence, the prosecution has presented our proof clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain. Apollo, they've got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something quick. I know. Think, what can get us out of this? We need evidence or a witness that could prove Machi is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that, well, Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you better tell us about it now. This is it. It's so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradicting proof. Let's save the game, chat. And time for you to put your thinking caps on. Do we show evidence? Do we call a witness? Or do we say, I don't have proof? Meme says witness. So many holes in the prosecution's case. Duminate, you may say that, but do we have any evidence that could actually show that hole? Right now, we need to present another possibility, and right now, we don't have any other possibility. What do we do? Dumadet, don't worry, they do bring that up. But the reason they're not bringing it up now is because they don't have any other suspects. So he must have found some way to do it, is their logic. Come on, guys, think. There's like this... Way to show... Wow, meme. I don't know how I feel about that. You know the answer, so you can't say it. Fair enough. So far, Meme is saying call a witness. Do we agree with that? Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there was no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my million-seller hit song, Atra Queen, My Love. There he goes again. That's too bad, because there was a witness. Oh, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge that the prosecution clearly does not? Because I am the only one in the world who knows this. What's going on? I just talked to him and now... he's alive! Mr. Latus, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. You're cold? Don't worry. You're going to be fine. Help is on the way. Can't see. Hang in there, Mr. Latus. Tell me, who was the witness? The witness is... Siren. What? The victim said this before he died? Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what Airfoot says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes to the defense attorney himself. But it is the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently you ignored me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for? Ugh, there's no backing out now. Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice. Who's the witness, chat? Weird name singer lady. Present? Can we make it official, chat? Let's make it official! Lemon War is not that complicated of a name, guys. You can still say yes. You can't spell Virginian names. Okay, I'm sorry, you're right. You know what? We got enough yes votes. Lemoir? Recall Mr. Latus' last words. The witness is Siren. The siren. Aha! He meant the siren! That's right, the siren of the ballad, Lemoir. Lemoir was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lemoir to the witness stand. Lemoir would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today, we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is. It is my distinct honor to welcome our Siren of the Ballad to our courtroom.
You are too kind.
Oh, you can speak English.
Yes. Yes, I can. Though I am not very good. There is much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I came to find my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it.
What does she mean, she doesn't know? I too thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I have a reason, of course. What's that? Lamouar suffers from amnesia. Amnesia?
Lamouar is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage.
Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought. As a lauded singer Lamouar, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet I do not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. I see. I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamouar.
Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness? What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened.
Lamouar, let me be frank. I do not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand.
Oh my!
Congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy. Ugh. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime.
As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second step. Then, I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room, and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has sense to admit defeat, and refrain from detaining her longer than need be. Wow, you just got badder, Apollo. Way to go. Ugh. Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. Lamouar wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what.
As for what I saw nothing.
But you must have seen something. Mr. Latouche named you.
Mr. Latouche, how can I tell you what I don't know?
Lamouar, he said you were a witness in his dying words.
I do not know what he meant to say, but that night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set.
Let's just press everything first. It was a great concert.
You heard me sing? Thank you.
I was hoping to get an autograph later, actually.
Of course.
Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You're out of line. If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. On my gavel would be nice. And Judge, what's this? It's my autograph. Now keep this child moving. What? Oh, my grandchild will be so happy. Apparently his grandson is a big fan. Let us continue, shall we, if you put Lamouar? Amazing press. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance.
I did not return backstage after the second set.
You did not return backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing?
I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing.
And was Machi with you at the time?
Unfortunately, I do not know where he was.
So much for an alibi for Machi.
Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there.
With Machi, correct? How was he then?
He seemed as he always does, though I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Latouche's death. Yet, he is not the type to show much emotion.
Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. He answers most questions with silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing. The questioning hasn't gotten very far.
We sat there waiting. That was when I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
How was the incident explained to you?
I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Latouche died.
Of course, investigations require some security.
Mr. Latouche was my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Machi and I were besides ourselves with concern.
Allow me to apologize, but please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you.
Yes, I understand.
Think, what does it ring true about her testimony? So to imagine Lemoir lying. She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me the night of the murder? Alright, chat, what are we presenting? What are we doing? Let's go through the statements again.
As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room, and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
Look through your evidence, chat. Figure out the answer. I believe in you. Yeah, but right now it's not really relevant to the murder. There's a pretty blaring contradiction in this here. I know what it is. Do you, chat?
That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room, and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
If you guys need a hint, I can tell you what statement, but put your thinking caps on first. You gotta make it official, Crow. Do we all agree with Crow? He wants to present the brooch on this statement. This is what Crow is currently proposing. We need a unanimous vote here, chat. Brooch was spelled like that? It is, yeah. Are we committing to this? We need more people to confirm this. Chat, wake up! Wake up! See no objections? Yeah, but I want more people to chime in. Let's commit to it. I'll commit to it with one more yes. Wake up, chat. There we go. Humongous waffle. Thank you. Objection! I'm sorry, Lemoir, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's Lemoir's. She was wearing it for her song. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? This brooch was found after the murder took place. At the very scene of the crime. What? Lemoir, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. What is the meaning of this? Lemoir, please explain! Lemoir? Virginian. She says English is quite difficult. That trick's not gonna work here. Virginian. Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact. What now? Blah, 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 blah. In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. Is she really saying all that? What's she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. Ah! Is she talking about that? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. Want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. Latus, can you hear me? Oh my gosh, we have to see this scene like a bajillion times. I'm not reading this out loud every time we see it. Siren. Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Yipes! Emma? What was that? Who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No. I could have sworn I heard a door close. I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you. So this was when your blood dropped? That explains that. It does.
There was no other time I could have dropped it.
But that's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Foothead. She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence. So she looked in at the crime scene. Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room.
I knew nothing of what had happened, of course.
Sorry if my Lamoire voice isn't consistent. I'm trying my best.
But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice.
Everhead shouting, "Who's there?" No doubt. A horrible voice indeed. Ugh.
I closed the door immediately.
Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lamoire, you did look into the room, though, right?
Yes?
Testify as to what you saw.
Very well, though it was only the briefest of glimpses.
You're impressed, you're impressed I'm still at it? See.
That night, I was invited to sing on stage. When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Toose's body was behind a wall. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait here.
Chat, may I direct your attention to the top of the screen? We have the power of perceive. So, the two new statements are, when my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment, and I saw nothing. The late Latou's body was behind a wall. What statement do we perceive, chat? Which of those two statements should we perceive? This one, when my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. Or this one, I saw nothing. The late Mr. Latouse's body was behind a wall. Which statement, chat? This one? Let me know if you guys see anything. Or if you want me to go to the other statement. Or if you want me to focus on a specific part. If you want me to focus on a specific part, let me know. Or if you want me to go to the other one. Other statement? We're gonna be just doing meme for now, I guess. Meme, you're the main character now. Let me know if you see it, okay? You wonder if you have plot armor, Crow? You see it? Let's see if other people can see it first. Never mind. You said it too slow. Crow keeps saying the throat, so let's focus. When she says the late Mr. Latouse's body. The late Mr. Latouse's body, you say?
Yes?
You know something more about Mr. Latouse's death than you are saying.
What?
I can see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes.
It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latouse have to be shot?
One moment, Namoir.
Yes?
What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Latouse have to be shot?
Yes?
She was hiding something. I knew it! Namoir, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony.
Eh? How could that be?
Take this. Namoir contradicted her own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it. What are we presenting, chat? He was very shotable. Hi, Mystic Bean. How are you doing today? Yeah, look through the evidence, chat. Keys jingle them and they will go, ooh. So, Meme is saying the diagram. CrowQ is saying the investigation request. Which one, though? You say listen to Crow? Make it official! What is the performance of the cause of death? Well, according to this report, I think I've seen enough people confirm this. So I think we're good. Tell me, Lamoir, how did you know he had been shot?
Well,
Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet, you knew that Mr. Latouse had been shot. How could you have known? Lamoir! You aren't hiding something from this court, I hope. Oh, she's sweating. That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet.
Oh, now I remember. Please allow me to add to my testimony.
Of course. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so.
I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Latouse had been shot.
So here's our new statement, chat. Let's press it first. Only a glimpse that you knew they were bullet holes?
Yes, I recognized them immediately. I have seen bullet holes before, you know?
You have traveled the world as a singer. You must have sung in places far more dangerous than our country.
I go wherever my voice is needed. Those places are many these days.
That's really cool. I hope I get to travel like Amoir sometime. I plan on recording my next album overseas. The studios have a different sound, you know? Maybe I should go on a Chords of Steel tour too. Please don't, Apollo. Alright, what do we see, chat? This is the new statement. The only statement that's different. So, what do we present here? We already pressed it. That's literally what we just did. The rest of the statements are the same. Attorney's badge, no. By the way, Mystic Ian, you can check the evidence if you want. Yeah, check the evidence. You don't need to have in-depth knowledge of everything that's going on to find contradictions. Only some things will do that. Humongous, we don't have that in our evidence right now. Sounds like everybody is currently has realized the same thing at the exact same time. Objection! Lamoir, they call you the siren of the ballade. But lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. A put-down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice. Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah? Come on, can't I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. Amor, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct?
Yes, that is so.
There were bullet holes in the room, yes. But they were in the wall. The door is on.
Huh?
You see? Assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. I can't do screams, dude. Lamoir.
Yes?
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
And I must tell you what it is that I saw?
Yes. The happenings of this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Virginia. You understand that your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it. Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. But she knew about how Mr. Latouche died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lamoir. Very well. Lamoir, please continue your testimony. Very well, I shall. Witness testimony.
I was on my way home from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was.
So you did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say? This is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice player, forehead. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may begin your cross-examination. Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lamoir. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. We'll start by pressing everything while you guys think. So you guys check your evidence and think while I'm doing the pressing, while still paying attention to what's said during the pressing. Can you do that for me? Good.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit.
So you were heading towards the dressing room?
Yes.
So this is a little before she opened the dressing room door and dropped her brooch. About the same time Emma and I heard those shots.
I was on my way back. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it.
What exactly is something like a little window?
Yes, well, window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes?
In that way, Namura, your choice of words is impeccable. There is a small window in that dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail? That little window on the wall. Do not open.
I saw the crime from there. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
You were certain you heard 2 shots fired?
Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. This is when I heard a faint sound like a gunshot.
No links.
Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot, much closer.
And there were 2 bullet holes at the scene. No contradictions so far.
It all happened on the other side of that window. There was nothing I could do. But it wasn't Machi.
It wasn't Machi who shot. Are you sure? Hi, Abundus.
Yes, quite certain.
It amuses me that you requested her testimony. It is testimony in your favor. Isn't it my job to object? Yeah, Paula, what were you thinking? Juicy, let's just listen to what Lamore has to say. Can you tell me about how you're so sure?
Yes, of course. You see, it was a grown person. I know it was.
A grown person? That's a little vague.
I am sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly, you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female?
It was a man. A young man.
You're sure of that?
Yes, his voice was quite clear.
Voice? Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. Maybe so close. Why? Like by accident, Abundus? How do you accidentally do that? If it is.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it.
Strongly considered just saying it. So you heard a voice, but wait. Could that have been the victim, Mr. Letus?
Absolutely not. Did I just say I do not forget a voice?
Ah, yeah, true.
If it was Mr. Letus who spoke, I would have known.
Indeed. So you were at the window and you heard the shooter's voice. The voice of a young man. Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi. Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case into a considerably different light. What is the defense opinions on this testimony? Chat. My face track is a little laggy. I might need to reset the app. Give me a second. You guys think it over while I do this, okay? Okay, no face tracking for just a little bit, so you get to see me stare into space. How are you all doing? I guess this is a better thing to look at this time. What are we selecting here, chat? Will I fix this? Okay. My face jacket is probably going to hit me with an ad soon because I'm using the free version because I don't want to buy... Okay, there it is. Okay, anyway, I'm using a free version of this face tracking app until I get my own iPhone, which is going to be soon. Oh wait, no, I'll keep that up for a second. You're all saying contradictory? Okay. Though it pains me to say this, there is something about Lamoire's testimony that rings false. Hi, Kiros. Bravo, Forehead. You're colder than I thought. I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. But that means Lemoire has to be lying! I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting. It is as F. had says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony. What next? What is he talking about? Lemoire, I understand why you'd want to protect Machi. But remember, you are the silent of the ballad. And lies do not become such a creature. What does the prosecution mean? Apollo, what's he talking about? How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. The state of the room? Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I might have had to believe you could hear a voice through it. What? But I'm sure... Lemoire, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. And my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. But she's the only eyewitness we have! So you say. And the victim named her the Silent as the witness. That's right! That's what Mr. Latouche... We heard your claim, we even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Judge. Yes? The prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please.
I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility.
But if Lemoire can't testify, then we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case.
Thank you. Now where were we? Ah, yes, I'd like to hear from Fred and Detective again. Wait, let me hear Lemoire's testimony one last time.
But the cross-examination's already over. Until such a time as a need arises, this witness may leave the stand. I'm sorry I could not be of more assistance.
She's so stupid, man. Anyway. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Forehead? I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Flattered detective, how far have we got to until we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. I just like saying the same thing twice. I never repeat a song for an encore.
If you would, Miss Sky.
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latouche's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, there was only one door in that room. And a witness, you, was standing in front of it.
That air vent isn't very big, see? Kinda limits the people who could possibly get through.
I certainly would have a difficult time.
You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. I voted this performance. I could have put it better myself.
She does state a clear case. Though reading the report, something caught my eye.
What's that?
The circumstances of the defendant's arrest.
The circumstances? Again? Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre. She's right. Why did Mr. Latouche's body disappear from the room and end up on top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less. A perceptive observation, Judge.
Thanks. Kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough. You get a nose for things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself. Of course he would be. Very good, Father Detective. Perhaps you could tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? The missing body. I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lemoire's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, and Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Lemoire's song? Yes, the Kata's serenade. You noticed its code too, did you not? It's code. All of the events that they followed, the lyrics to our song. First, the keys to my heart, held so onto so tightly, was stolen. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latouche's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, guitar, up together in the sky. That's mad! It's like a story out of some fairy tale. I admit, I'd forgotten about this song. But there it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were. Hey, you know, I was the one who first noticed that. Instead of jumping the rope to songs and counting to songs. But killing? It's a wild world out there, Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next. The cross-examination. I'm not so sure where I'm going to be doing much singing. Here we go, gamers. Boo 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 ba 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 boo ba ba boo ba ba boo ba boo 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 beep bop boo ba ba boo ba ba. Okay, let's press everyone first while you guys think it over. Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics? I didn't believe it myself, but it can't just be a coincidence. It is as Fraudulent Detective says. Let us begin with the first verse, if you would, Fraudulent Detective. What? You want me to sing it? You are the witness, yeah? Or did you want me to sing? I warn you, my fee as a vocalist is not trivial. Fine, fine. Ugh, let's look at the first part of the lyrics, shall we? When you stole away the keys my heart held on to so tight. Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning. Next, we go to the right page of the lyrics sheet, where we find, burning on in my heart, fire, burn my love away, all away. As we know, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away, all away. Mr. Latouche's life was taken by a bullet. Bravo, Fraudulent Detective. They're singing. It's not bad. Now for the finale. I'm checking something real quick. Give me a moment. Oh, never mind. As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Latouche was found with a guitar high in the sky over the stage. No series of coincidences could be so well conceived. He's right. Scientifically speaking. What would Waki have said? That concert was whack! It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that. Anyway, the shooter. He moved the body to match Lamoire's song. Does the prosecution have any idea why he'd do all of this? You want my scientific opinion? No clue. But he clearly had a reason to go through all of that trouble. Some deep reason. A deep reason? Not only did he steal my keys, he touched my guitar. Unforgivable acts, even if he had the reason. And worse if he had none. Hello, darling. The Diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this just on a whim. Fraudulent Detective, I take offense at that description. Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say. Yes, this crime was planned for sure. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. But Mr. Latouche spoke English. He may have come to this country before. I looked into that, I assure you. Oh. It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently, he learned English on his own. Great. You see? No one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. It does seem difficult to imagine. Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt. What did you say? Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song? Of course not, and I'm quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need a promotion? Everyone already listens to my music. Even in my textbook at school. And I never heard of them. What does that say about me? I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. What do you mean by his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes? The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. And that means what exactly? The dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No, you can't be serious! Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed? It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah? Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what do I do now? Ah! What are we doing, chat? Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall, but that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Odd, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, why, you could just locate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Machi Tobai, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would... Apollo, you're fucking stupid. Fucking dipshit. Fuck. Haha, take that, smug prosecution. Apollo? Huh? What? That bit about Machi being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim, aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? Oh. It doesn't matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Joke. Gripes, I really put my foot in it this time. But let's get the facts of the matter on the record. If you would, fraudulent detective. Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony. Right. From the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that. I wouldn't call it proof, per se, huh? You merely raised a possibility. Probably the detective has made a most logical conjecture based on the evidence. Have I heard of rifling? Oh boy, have I! Anyway, the defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Ah, a very good point. Well, Fraudulent Detective, if you would care to explain. He certainly seems sure of himself. Recall the crime scene, if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tobai. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of that stepladder. But that's... Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? You could have figured it out for yourself. You needed to consider what the stepladder was doing there. Looks like the defense objective has been squished by a stepladder. Well, forehead? Out of ammunition, perhaps? Never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he just caught the scent of blood. Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? Please, something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? Do we? Is it time for you chat to check the court record? Crow says no, Meme says no. Have I heard the announcement? What announcement, Fire Chief? What announcement are we talking about? I'm gonna make a live-action Horizon Zero Dawn movie? I do not care. So what are we doing here, chat? No need? Or are we gonna present some evidence? I need your input, chat. Chat. No need? Fine. I can't think of anything that proves the shooter could see. Your face does not exactly project confidence. Maybe you should just accept it and move on. Apollo, grow a backbone! Very well, the witness may continue her testimony. Couldn't even get a word in edgewise. This doesn't look so good, does it, Apollo? No, it doesn't. What do we do? First, we don't panic. Even though Machi's case is leaking water by the gallon. Gavin's on a roll, and it's up to me to stop him. Okay, we pressed every statement, and this is the only new statement that was added. So what do we do, chat? This is a statement that was added from pressing. Do you want me to... So what should we do, chat? It's time to present or die. Or maybe go back and present evidence on that other one, which we could do still. It's your choice. Press the new statement. We just did that. Presenting the new statement was what led us to the, that place, that thing. Press and then present. Alright. Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge, as I knew you would, Foothead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because they couldn't see. Therefore, Machi, who was blind, did it. The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see. Chat, do we got everything? Do we got anything? I will wait patiently while chat thinks. Do we have anything that proves that the person who that the culprit could see? Honestly, I'm gonna give you some help, Accord. If you look through the evidence, you don't necessarily need to know the context. All you need to know is that we're looking for evidence that shows that the culprit could see. So look through the evidence. Maybe you'll find something. You got ads, so you can't check the evidence right now. You got ads? How? I shouldn't have any mid-roll ads playing right now. Unless you refresh the stream, in which case, skill issue. You misclicked on a different followed channel and get wrecked. Where's the postcard from? We got it from the, it was just on top of the desk. It's... Hi, Kite. It was just on, like, one of the desks in the back room. Remember to refresh the evidence as well, just in case. Hearing. Okay. I'm not sure that overturns anything, Mr. Justice. Ugh, wrong evidence, I'm guessing. Apparently both love and justice are blind. I have to think. There must be something. Anything. This doesn't look so good, does it, Apollo? No, it doesn't. What do we do? Okay, we already seen that. Well, chat, what do we do now? Does chat need a hint? Is chat struggling? Does chatty need a hint? Hi, Darius. How are you doing? What you need is redemption? Redemption for what? Is that for the Monster Hunter beta next month? Not really. Probably not going to be playing it. I'm more excited for the actual release date. Chat's being the big dumb right now as they try to solve this. We're trying to find evidence that shows that the culprit behind this murder could see. So look through the evidence, chat. There's actually something in there. That's my hint. There is something in there. There is something in there that shows that the culprit behind this murder, at the very least, is very suspectable to likely to see. Hunting when it releases. I'm probably going to want to play some single player for a bit first, just because I tend to like doing solo hunts in that game. But I'm definitely going to be doing multiplayer days, so don't you worry. We will definitely be playing that game with chat occasionally. Just when I say it's that. Don't know any of the context of the evidence? Here's my next hint. You actually don't need to know the context. Just think from the perspective of crime scene and the person committing the crime could see. That's all you really need to know to figure this one out. That's my hint. Yes, Meme, you might be. We're never gonna finish this case today if we go at this pace, chat. Representing the diagram now? Objection! Bro, if I had to go through this every single time, I'm not gonna be happy. Mixing the two, but I don't know. I tend to prefer... What's a Welsh dragon? You know what? Just because I don't want to have to go through this every fucking time, I'm gonna save right here. Sorry, that was wrong. All right, chat, any other ideas? So here's my hints. The first hint. This is definitely where we're supposed to be. The second hint. You do not need to know context of this murder at all to understand that there's something in this evidence that shows that the culprit could see. You just need to be able to check the evidence, and there will be something there that will make it obvious. So check that evidence, chat. Check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it. Check it, 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 check it. So people who are just joining in now, you can figure this one out. You have the technology. You have the power. I have no idea, bro. Okay, you know, chat, I'm starting to have an aneurysm. I'm starting to have a fucking aneurysm, okay? Because this is actually kind of sad. I'm gonna be real. This is starting to get a little sad. Look with your eyeballs! Look with your eyeballs! That's my next hint! Use your visual optical sensors! The thing that the culprit apparently doesn't have! Maybe you'll witness something that the culprit maybe shouldn't have been able to see. Yet the evidence shows that he did see it and potentially did something about it. But how? He's supposed to be blind. That's as much as I can spell it out for you. Alright, Among Us said the mixing board, Crime said the, Meme said the crime photo. I want to present this photo now. This is that evidence! Finally! God! The photo is tiny? Okay, you know what? Fine. You're right, it was tiny. I need to take a better picture of it. Actually, I'm not going to because I don't think this comes up again. Anyway, the mixing board, it allows music to be played on separate tracks. And we can listen to Guilty Love whenever we want. And isolate music instruments from it. So yeah. A photograph of the crime scene? I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face. But this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you best show us this something. Get your figure out of the breeze and put it to good use, yeah? Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the scene of the crime is... What is it, chat? It's this! Take that! 11037! Leon! The contradiction is right here. The smeared blood stains. I thought it was just my blurry vision, but it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head. Much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha! I get it. At least I think I get it. Get what, Fradden? Mr. Lewis was shot. He tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. God, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this. You agree that this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latus was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Wait. Once he saw what it was. But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Ack! Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Machitobai, is blind? He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible! Order, order, order! Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now... It seems I owe the court an apology. The Gaviniers are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. During our concert, apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Hey Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Given all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't. And he's about to tell us. I've got an idea. Let's rock with these documents. But before that, I have a question for the fraudulent detective. If I may. What? Tell me, why do you think that Makitobai is blind? Huh? What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course? He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Namoir lead him around by the hand all the time? No way. I have a report here on the defendant, Machitobai. According to this, Machitobai can see perfectly well. What? His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Virginians. He can see quite well. But you said... What did I say, exactly? Forehead, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was fraudulent detective. But that's a significant fact, yes. Consider, Machitobai sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through the event. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Ethel had neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the 45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. Ah, how's that? I'm afraid your objection has us put off for brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, Forehead. Well, we're fucked. I knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk. What was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize. Oh, sorry. It's the way to apologize. It's anger the Trucy now. Look out. If we could please end the bickering. Now. Whatever, I'm not leaving. Can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me. But your testimony has already given us to convict the defendant. Ugh, don't say that. Ah, ha ha ha. What? This blood stain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written here. Really? You can do that? That's right, with this. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it? It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Ah, yes, have we done those tests yet? Ha, as if I'm going to tell you. The blood stains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Right, go for it, Apollo. I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. Chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it. Right, ready? It's easy as pie. Just press space to spray an area. Here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hand's shaking. Ugh. Let's do this. What? IPXX314206. Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. It says IPXX314206. Is that the killer's name? Maybe it is. The killer was a robot. How'd I have it? So what is it? I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. Interpol? Even the International Police Agency? Yes, most undercover agents work to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Lucius even know a number like that? Good show, fraudulent detective. Rock on. Eh? Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up with the witness stand. Darian, you heard what we need? Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. I'm not sure what to think of all this. Prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. And if this number really is that of an Interpol agent... Oh, wait, I know. What if Machitobai is really an undercover Interpol agent? That would be a possibility. A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why did the Twos know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Matsi Tobai. What are you talking about? Friday Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see, just before the trial began. Seems too much of a bother to tell you. You had me until that last bit. This does not raise a rather straightforward question. Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see? Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Forehead? Huh, me? Machi Tobai pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Now that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does it have to do with anything? There was a reason why Machi Tobai pretended to be blind. But it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? It wasn't for himself? Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Well, chat, do we? I don't know if this is one of those ones where it only gives you one chance at this. Think, chat, look through the evidence. This really shouldn't be that hard, I'm gonna be real. This isn't a crazy complicated one. If Machi Tobai was feigning blindness, not for his sake, but for someone else's sake. We have evidence, chat. Chat, wake up. Poke, 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 poke. Wake up, chat. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up, 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 wake up. Toro is saying the postcard. Do we agree with that? If you want to make it official, Anatora, you could use the present command. Just use 0 as the statement number. Anyone else gonna confirm it? Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means, no, it couldn't be. Good show, Foothead. It seems you thought of something. Why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well, look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. That is Lamoire? Lamoire and Machi Tobai. Recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lamoire and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go. All times. Yet, we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up the act the whole time? Oh, wasn't it part of their, performance? I think there's a simpler explanation. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That could only mean one thing. Really? Really. It was the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lamoire. What's this? So you mean to say that Lamoire is... she's... Yes, Your Honor. Lamoire is blind. What? Order, order, order! This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin! Is it now? Please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his fast forehead. Yet I see it is not fast in vain this time. He's quite correct. But that makes no sense! Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in the sound or something? Better since we have her here. Why not ask Lamoire herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me, I had no idea she couldn't see. I haven't even imagined it until now. Bailiff, bring in Lamoire! Lamoire, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way, and yet I must.
Please do not be concerned on my behalf.
Those eyes, she really can't see, really?
It is true. How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Virginian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world.
So you are?
Yes, as I mentioned before. I have no memory of the time before I became Lamoire. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lamoire.
I see. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial, Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Now, Lamoire, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes?
Of course. It was never my intention to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor?
Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a little lost here, Your Honor. Lamoire's eyes.
I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So, silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
But this is a murder trial!
I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret, no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would...
She told us the truth in the beginning, when she said she saw nothing. Very well. Does this defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand. The importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful for the witness. Okay, there was only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that, and I'll be happy. What part bothered Apollo, Justice? What part what part of this bothered Apollo, chat?
I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So, silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
Probably this one. We'll press this one then, Crow. When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche?
Of course, he was my manager.
So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You are thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. We gotta see this again. Luz, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. You're cold? Don't worry. You're going to be fine. Help is on the way. Can't see. Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness? Witness is Siren. Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind.
I don't know.
What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness, Siren? We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting from our defense. I don't know them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? Ah! That's right, he tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. I see! Too bad the defense did not. Well, forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Ugh. Order, order! Recall Lamar's earlier testimony.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment she was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? Ah.
But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots and the man's voice.
Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already done a simulation, of course.
But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know in an instant.
Your Honor! What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in a session here? We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation? Ah, the Interpol number that Mr. Latouche left us. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterwards. Detective Kristen, your report, please. I asked the Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IP XX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romian Latouche. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. And a cautious killer tried to wipe them away. Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent? So him being Lamoire's manager was just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out with it. It concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently, it belongs to Roman Latouche. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms. And the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything. It's gotta tie in somehow, you think? Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that, Detective Pretend. It's a great help. No problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Hold it! Wait! Lamoire? Is something the matter?
That voice just now!
Darian?
Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I am sure of it.
It was him? You're not saying...
That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latus when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him! It was Mr. Darian!
Is this some kind of joke? What? No way! The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. Lamoire fingering Darian Crescent. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lamoire heard? Things are changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no whipping out now, Apollo! To be continued. Crazy stuff is happening, chat. We're gonna take a very quick break because I gotta go to the bathroom. So be right back, guys. I'll play a quick 3-minute ad. We're gonna be going into the investigation segment. I'm gonna try to get through this investigation segment quick, okay? Because I want to finish this trial, this case today, and we still got quite a bit left. So I'll be right back. Just going to be a little bit longer because I am getting a bowl of cereal. All right, I'm back. I've got cereal now. I've obtained the cereal. And that, I think, is pretty great. Okay. Let's keep playing. Let's get that bread. Hey, Apollo. What? Well, you know, actually nothing. I mean, something, or maybe not. Out with it. The suspense is giving me an ulcer. Well, you know, the trial today, I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it? Score? Gee. I guess I would, or maybe, well, I'm just as bad as you. See, it's so vague, clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. We literally just saw this game. Like, we literally just saw this. Holy fuck. And the victim, Mr. Latouche. Who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. I don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lemar told the whole court. Chat. What's your favorite cereal? What's your favorite breakfast cereal?
That voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired, it was him. It was Mr. Darian.
It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around. What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will? I wouldn't say that, but he's been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said. Top secret? Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine. You like Reese's Puffs and plain old Cheerios? Nutri-Grain? Never heard of Nutri-Grain. Fine, right. Well, time's a-wasting, as they say. Let's investigate. That's the spirit. Let's go talk to our client first. Oh, wait, or we can't talk to our client, actually. What over that? Well, they don't have any decisive evidence. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room. Right, the air vent. And he lied. Lied? Unless you told I can see. Ah, Machi! Speak of the devil. It looks like he's doing okay. I forget. Why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything. Words are overrated. Feelings are what matters, Apollo. It's kind of hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest. Need someone to complain to while listen. I don't think she's actually worried for me. Is there any real point in talking to him right now? So, what did you think of the trial today? Oof, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial. Hey, all well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win. No, if he's found not guilty, we win. This game was made in early 2000s, Crow. They didn't have that widespread technology at the time. It's like, what, 2007? I mean, true, but... Maji might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do. Huh? I'm glad Lemoir testified. What a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect. Darian of the Gaviniers, the detective. Wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all. If no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey, what is it, Apollo? No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it. Imagining what, Apollo? It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know, Machi, he doesn't understand what we're saying, right? How could he? He's a young Borginian. He doesn't speak English. Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him. Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning? I was scared because you keep making those "I'm so mad" faces. Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see. But what if that's not all he lied about? If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him. I think it would take something big to get him some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi. So, Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and Lemoir can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo. I don't think we're going to get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. Don't think we have any evidence right now. Sunshine Coliseum. The Gaviniers Guilty as Charged tour. Incredible. Woo! What a great day. It's perfect weather for sleuthing. The weather matters for an investigation. Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure. Let's get started, shall we? Right on. Show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it. I did enough at home, thanks. Aw, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage. I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer. And you're in luck, because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout, "Objection!" Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. I'm gonna finish my cereal real quick, chat. I am enjoying it. By the way, it's Reese's Puffs that I'm eating right now. Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs. Okay. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to rock. Lamoire, I'm sorry about today.
There is nothing you need to apologize for. You are merely defending Machi.
Are you okay? Alone, I mean?
Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult.
Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now. And we weren't even talking.
I heard your footsteps several times the day before.
Oh! Excuse me. You must have great ears. Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or so she claimed yesterday, but how? That was quite a statement you made today in court. Hearing Darian Krishen's voice at the scene of the crime.
I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice.
I do not need to see this flashback again. We've seen this game.
As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That's when I heard this voice.
I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latoise were talking about something.
The next moment, I heard gunshots.
Why didn't you call security?
To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once.
So it really was Darian's voice she heard. Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was.
I meant Machi. I was singing in a restaurant in Virginia, and he was playing...
And he was playing the piano?
Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see.
Is that when you started playing opposites? With Mochi pretending he couldn't see?
No, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. After I became known as the landscape painter in sound.
It must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see and all the while acting as your eyes.
We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. He is a smart, gentle boy.
I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. About Mr. Latouche.
Ah, yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear.
So, you had no idea?
Of course not. No one did.
I guess that's what it means to be undercover. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was.
Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand.
You have no idea. You have no idea?
I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why?
What makes you think that?
Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition, as my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory.
Clouded, right.
The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see when I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart.
In your heart?
I have no memory of the time before I became Memoir. I woke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days.
What was it that she said about not being able to remember the light?
I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming Memoir is lost to me.
But I don't think you...
I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me?
You think that your past might be related to this case? No way! That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Memoir.
I thank you. Machi, too, tells me often when I fear who I might have been.
We gotta do something real quick, chat. I apparently missed something. Memoir dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darian. Memoir said she's never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool. I guess. What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called. Somehow I don't think that's what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time. Wrong? Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time. Right. Did you happen to look on stage? Maybe at Darian, even? You bet I did. He's one of the Gavineers' guitarists, after all. He's so cool. Oh, right. All the Gavineers have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Latouche backstage. But Memoir heard him, didn't she? She heard Darian backstage, right? Somebody either's wrong or lying very badly here. An Interpol agent. I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals. Why can't they just call them international police instead of making up some silly name? Yeah. Anyway, you think he was investigating Memoir? What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be. Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying. But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin from 50 paces. If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. That something being our case. The last something, I mean. Trucy, what the f... Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What is Mr. Latouche up to? Ah! Trucy? Was that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me! I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. Who the fuck? Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Grammaire! Grammaire. How do I pronounce that? I've always been confused whenever I play this game or see these characters. Is it Grammare? Grammary? Grammare. Someone in chat help me. Or is everyone just dead? Everyone died. Fuck. Grammarly? Grammarly. I'm pretty sure that's not it. Hey, the other day. We didn't just imagine that, did we? Hi, Bakiri. He was wearing a silk hat. Grammary, got it. Friend of yours? Hardly. We meet again! Nice to meet you. Who are you? And could you please stop smirking like that? It's you! Uncle Valent! Uncle Valent? He's your uncle? No, silly. It's the great Grammary, Valent Grammary. The Grand Magician. Yes, it is I, the great Valent Grammary, as seen on television. And could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valent. You look exactly the same. I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. Does have a certain aura to him, it's true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. He's practically drooling with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? Daddy? You mean Mr. Right? No, I mean my real daddy. Lore. Trucy's real father? Wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about Troop Grammary. Troop Grammary, huh? No. Wow, they just tell you how it's pronounced. Okay, works for me. Thanks, game. I actually really appreciate that. Grammary. No, but it does sound kind of familiar. Oh, lost life! Lamentably listless lad! Do not know of the greatest troop of magicians on the planet! Valent Grammary. The name begins to surface in my mind. It's a name I heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park. He fucking what? Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe. He sounds like a criminal. And then escaped from a high security. They're laying it on thick, aren't they? You said he's a magician. I opened the locks to hearts changed by mediocrity. This is the true miracle of Troop Grammary. Wait. What? What, Apollo? I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else? Like, a duo? A duo. Yeah, you had a partner. Something Grammary. Yes, Zach. Zach Grammary. A masterful maker of magic. A capable crafter of shining showmanship. Why is everyone so quiet? Daddy. Daddy? Oh, no way! Once upon a time, Troop Grammary included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valent Grammary, and my partner, Zach Grammary. And this Zach he was my real daddy. Does anyone else enjoy the game? Hope you're enjoying it so far. I am enjoying it. I've actually played this game before. I'm actually streaming this for chat. They're the ones playing. Why would you do this to me, Mike? Chat is the one playing the game right now. I have a little evidence thing so that you can pull up the evidence list and everything. It's fun. Obviously, since you've just finished this case, I don't want you to spoil it for my people in the chat, but thank you so much for stopping by. Trucy's father, a magician. I guess it makes sense. I had no idea. There wasn't much point in talking about it, not now that he's gone. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh, Apollo. Glad I'm good for the comic relief at least. Not that I see Daddy around much these days. Oh, I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit. Reasons? 2, in fact. The first being, of course, To see you, Miss Trucy. You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valent. I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Colosseum, the first time in 7 years, I could fate not contain my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy, was a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did. Well, it wasn't all my doing. I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this. That's a videotape? Quite so, a recording of the concert, no less. I brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Grammary. Will you watch it? Get used to watching this video, chat! There's 20 flashbacks of this one scene. Oh, yeah. Fun stuff, isn't it, chat? Getting Fire is funny though, I know. I agree. Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. Because they didn't improve the scene in the remake or make Clavier less orange. It's funny. So, what's the word? Mysterious? There are more mysterious things in her song going on. Way more mysterious. This valiant Grammary has good reasons to be here today. But I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. Alright, chat, here's the most interesting piece of evidence we've ever added to my spreadsheet. If you load this piece of evidence that I just added in the desktop browser version, it will link to a video that you could on YouTube. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on the embedded version. So, if you want to see the video for yourself, it will. Use the desktop version, and you will. It'll have a video embed for you. Go check it out. YouTube is blocked. It only works on the desktop version though, just as a heads up. Like straight up, it will only work on the desktop version. Okay, so make sure you're on the desktop version if you want to see it. Granted, I'm pretty sure the game forces you to look at it a lot, so I don't think you'll need to check it too often. Not on Twitch. It is working on the web browser. So, I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there, I didn't see a stunt. What about Memoir vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that, I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen, I didn't even notice. So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand. A petite fuck off! I'm bad at English. A modicum of magic from me to you. So that's why you were at the concert. Yes, I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done. Of course, I am like a deity with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon these woodlit boards, not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent, primeval power I possess. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done? Hey now, Trucy. That's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation, it's not. Well said. Nice non, for my illusions are mine along, monsieur. Prestidigitation, okay. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well after my illusion entered the audience. Oh, don't even ask, I won't answer. Too bad for you, Apollo. Whose side are you on? Thank you so much for the follow. I apologize if I mispronounce your name, but I'm gonna try my best. Emily. Like, I could just say Emily, right? I could just... Or no. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. I, Valiant Grammary, now make my leave, Miss Trucy. There's no need to rush, Uncle Valiant. You should stay a while. Emily is good? Okay, sounds good. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, so I shall slink back to the sea. So, you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, crocodile. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turned and walked out through the door. Normally. Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking. Right. Valiant Grammary. Got a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that made Lamoire disappear. Now he knows Trucy and her real father. We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time. Thank you. That reminds me, that was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes.
Apparently they hired a professional magician.
Valiant Grammary. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done?
I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Grammary made me swear to never tell a soul.
I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know.
I am reminded that I wish to speak to you about something.
Yes?
When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor.
Device? Maybe you mean this? That's been lying there since the day before yesterday.
Might I touch it? I thought as much.
What? What did you think?
This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert.
I wonder whose this is.
We use it for communication. It'd be quite inconvenient should it go missing.
We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to the Professor Gavin when we see him.
Yes, that's best. Thank you.
So, can I put it on? Headset attached to Trucy. Specifically attached to Trucy. Attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo. Everyone on the staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Can I ask you about this headset, Lamoire? You said that all concert staff were wearing one.
That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all of the band members too, I should think.
So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too then.
They're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only for use on stage, and a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system.
That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. So why was this one lying here? That song. Isn't that the one Lamoire was singing? Let you EP? Good EP, Bakiri. Glad Trucy can read the meta text. All assistants can read meta text. It's part of, it's like part of their abilities as an assistant. Wow, I'd love to do a show on stage like this. I'd come to see it. The house is full and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician? Oh! That's right, I was a magician, wasn't I? Some dedication. Ahaha, if it isn't Miss Trucy! And indeed it is. Uncle Valent! What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in tasks undertaken. I am inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. The Lamoire teleportation illusion, oh! Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troupe. As I went about my extracting examination, I happened to notice that piano. And I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody. Hey Apollo, maybe Uncle Valent can shed some light on this whole thing for us. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lamoire's vanishing act was your illusion, right? Indeed! The Purple Prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, "Make her disappear, like a dream." Like a dream. Yet, what could I work with on a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorceress acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. She disappeared from the top of the tower, but in order to move, you would have to have used some sort of secret tunnel. People come to me because I am a professional among professionals. My illusions are custom made for a time and a place. Now, because of the murder, all eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of the troupe Gramarye are concerned. So you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well. And went well it did! Now speaking of pianos... That piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Well, why do you ask? Why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself, thanks. I know what you are thinking in that head of yours. Gramarye, yes, you say? I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yes, you're right. Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo! Or everyone tells him that he made good guess. Just 20 years ago, a young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnifi Gramarye. It was he who began the great troupe Gramarye. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet, several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled a vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen a barren waste, stripped of illusion. That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket. If you start playing in supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We hone our skill at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity, onto Flame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Gramarye, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean... Yes. Zach Gramarye. Trucy's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Gramarye in show business circles. None. I will see us return to glory. I, Valent Gramarye. Our founder, Magnifi Gramarye, was truly a genius, a worker of miracles. I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go, what happened to the jet again? Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zach and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valent and Zach were the shining stars in the Gramarye crown. Cool, huh? And Zach Gramarye was my daddy. Now that Magnifi and Zach are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valid Gramarye, who brings the Gramarye miracle back to the big stage. I'm rooting for you. Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side. One skill coming up. How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? That's one big piano. I've never actually played one. You should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime. No good. He can't play either. Kind of feel bad for the guy now. Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back. This could be the debut of a prodigy. Ew. Did you make that noise just now? Let me try it again. Huh. You know, I think something stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh? Look! This was stuck between the strings! It looks like some kind of switch. Someone must have thrown this into the piano. Switch placed in pocket. Sus. Sus. Munch, 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 munch. Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? You give me the second degree in court and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. Talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latouche left? My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? Well, that bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. Latouche was really with Interpol. We wouldn't have found that without you. I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. Are chocolate snackoos popular down at the precinct or something? I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guest. You're not going to find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange. Something strange? I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How? I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year. If only it works that way. It just bugs me to think that little kid outsmarted me. It makes him even more suspicious now that we know he could see. He could have seen the air duct, and he could have shot that revolver. But that's not how it sounded in Lemoire's testimony. You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene? That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? Emma saying the most real thing about Ace Attorney I've ever fucking heard. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Was it true what you said in court today? You know, about the case? About everything was happening according to those song lyrics? The guitar serenade, you mean? I found the link, you know. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then Lemoire flew through the air. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And in the end, a bullet took Mr. Latouche's life. And he went up into the sky with the guitar. Well, 15 feet up at least. Kinda hard to chalk it up to coincidence, huh? I know, and I found it. You think the same person did all of this? Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that air vent anyway. What? You all think I did it? Sometimes I worry about that girl. So what did you find? It's so little I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa. What is it? Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. This bit sticking out from the end looked familiar. I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna. Ooh, like on a beetle? Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort. An electronic signal, you say? Fuck, I didn't mean to... Do you think you could take a look at this? A small device. Looks like a transmitter. A transmitter? You press the switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for, though. A signal. You mean an electronic signal? What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing this switch. Ouch! It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! What's the big idea? Ah! Well, now we know what this is. An igniter. This part here must work like a lighter. Nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. I suppose, at least we're getting somewhere with this case. Hey, Apollo, let's ask Emma more about this switch, now that she has some first-hand experience. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. Says you weren't the one holding it. There's enough sparks flying around here just with you two talking. Anyway, now that we know this is a remote for an igniter, let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh? Remote trigger updated in the court record. Incidentally, if you look at a cross-section diagram of the stage area, let's see, 30 feet from Lamar's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage. Kinda seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Form diagram added to the court record. Guess I best be getting on with my investigation. We're off to look for more clues elsewhere then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck! I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. The igniter added to the court record. We're making progress, chat. What, come to laugh at the murderer? Darian! That old bag opens her pie hole and wham bam, my life goes down the chute. Thanks. They won't let me work while I'm a suspect. Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he? How many people these days, these seems? It's a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out. That Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid! So, about your alibi. You have to ask? The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. Music was blaring when we heard the gunshots and found Mr. Latouche dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me, too. Right there on that stage. Your guitar playing was something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting me work. There's no need to yell at me. It's Lamoire's fault. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me? They won't let you work? He won't let me work. Gavin says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is cleared. What suspicion? He can be such a stick in the mud. Mr. Gavin, a stick in the mud? He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. This is when except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board? And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part's off. Which is that? Second guitar. Ah. It was you, Darian. He's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really. Well, I think the Gaviniers are the best. I have all your albums. The band's fine, too. Gavin could write a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor's office, most likely. The prosecutor's office? Never been there, have I? I doubt all the victims should have come in from Interpool. Normally, I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally. Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Right on! Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. This fucking guy. Yeah, stroke your fucking dick hair more, bro. And tell him I want into that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right? Well, great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping! Don't get led astray by some siren strong, eh? Hit this one wrong and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Darian Crescent. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. Prosecutor Gavin's office. Wow, this is quite the prosecutor's office. So, this is it. The Gaviniers' head office. It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing, object, whatever? Looks like Prosecutor Gavin's on the phone. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet-like. That's eavesdropping. Why? We'd just be waiting, quietly, so he wouldn't notice. What if we heard something scandalous about the band? She'd make a good reporter for a gossip mag. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Latouche? Look, don't talk to me about those Virginians, okay? Just give me that report, chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? It's times like this that I start to miss Darian. Huh? Hiya. Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad. How could I be? There's not enough tea in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist. Watch and learn, Apollo. So, who have you come to see? Huh? Clavier, lead vocalist for the Gaviniers? Or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom? What do you think he means, Apollo? I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go? Ah, that reminds me. Did you see the paper today? Yes! I always read the TV section. Good girl. How about you, foothead? I read the funs. I read the funnies. Relatable. Then you will not have seen this. Concert of Tragedy, the prosecutor's deadly song. Ooh, is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one. It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know? Oh, does this have anything to do with the case? Since getting back from the tower, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you ever humbled a man all the way to death row? Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? It's just endless, endless! Thanks to the case submit today, of course. Oh, that was all Apollo's idea. Hey. Is that newspaper over there too? Ah, yes, the Virginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. Thanks, but I can't read Virginian. Oh, that's right. Suffice to say, this is big news over there as well. Though they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song. Probably no one in Virginia could believe it. It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. but I don't still see the need to mention it. That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself. The Virginian newspaper added. I will say, Guilty Love is a fantastic song. He's got a good theme song, chat. I'll give him that. If nothing else. Okay, evidence added. Lamboir's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I imagine. That's why I've had Darian step down from the investigation for now. Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum. Lamboir was my invited guest, so it's a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case. Quickly, if possible. I really love that song. It has such a great atmosphere to it. You co-wrote it with Lamboir, if I remember correctly. That's right. That was last year. I'd gone to tour Virginia's legal system, as a matter of fact. And that's when you heard Lamboir's voice? It was at a small jazz club. I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her to talk to her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting. Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout. I think he's sort of special case, Drucy. Thankfully, she likes the work I did, and we wrote a song right there backstage. Mati on piano, that two-step voice. And myself on a guitar that I borrowed from Lamboir. And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have, like Apollo, say. It is a memory I hold dear, and the song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right over there. You mean this charred lump? Don't call it a lump, that's a piece of history. And it really only brown, not really charred. No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song anyway? Why does the guitar suddenly catch on fire? You think you could show it to us? Your charred, slightly burnt guitar? I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it? That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this. That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it? I thought it was one of the staff playing a gag on me. I never guessed that it wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar, incidentally. Oh, did you find anything out? He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear. But the result he came up with, intriguing. Intriguing? How does that guitar tie into everything that went on? Sounds like something we should ask about. It was a beautiful instrument. It played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamboir. How did it end up here? She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Virginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamboir's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. See? Prosecutors do have a lot of clout. I still think he's a special case. Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burnt. The guitar added to the court record. What was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar? That's right! What was that all about? Well, you know how the guitars have a round hole in the front? It is called the sound hole. Ah, so that's what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes, this in fact. The examiner is busy with evidence for the case now, however. So he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Odd. That device looks strangely familiar. Prosecutor, grab this remote. Wait! Excuse me, did you say something? This remote control might be valuable ammunition for the trial tomorrow. It's too early to show my hand now. Please someone with such a loud voice would speak more clearly, y'all. It has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo? That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this. Why, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter. Another one? It was at the crime scene, in Lamour's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. That's the scene of the crime? What could that mean, I wonder? What's that on the plate there? Is that gum? Gum? Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang, so he put it on the plate for later consumption? You think a rock star could afford a fresh stick? Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's not chewing gum. Take a closer look. And I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? Looks like a lump of plastic? Wait, that phone call. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object, whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin's on the phone. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Lettuce. Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Lettuce? Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Who, us? I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to. Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Lettuce was after. This lump? Would you mind telling us what you do know about it? This was found in Mr. Lettuce's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica. It's a small lump about 1.5 inches long. We analyzed it, but there's not much to say other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it's to be used in the identification of whatever it is a replica of? You mean whatever Mr. Lettuce was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation. Well, what is it? Don't ask me, Fraudin. Oh? If you don't want to tell us, you can just say so. I put in a request for Interpol via my contacts in Virginia, but apparently there is a block on information somewhere along the chain. Oh? There's something either Interpol or Virginia doesn't want to share. Something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. Lettuce went through all that trouble to become Memoir's manager, just to come to this country to find out more about this lump, and he died for it. Replica added to the court record. What could it be, chat? I've sent someone to the Colosseum to fetch Lamour. Perhaps she knows something about it being a Bodinian. I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh, thanks for dropping by, Fudhead. Thanks? Why, you gave me some information. That igniter, for instance. Oh, that. Never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. Or perhaps you're just a tad naive, I guess I could have hit it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. I could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About the strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. Lettuce was investigating. Hey, that's right! I've been thinking, Foothead. We encounter many incidents in our lives, all of us. Not all of them simple. Especially not the ones where people are kidding to song lyrics. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside. And I keep a simple goal. To discover the truth. That's why I like to keep the nation civil, yeah? That is all. I could live with that. Mr. Prosecutor? Fraudin? Can I ask you why you sing in a band? Ah, because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the street. That's pretty simple, too. If you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps? I don't think we're finishing this case tonight, chat. Unfortunate. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Emma. What's up? Either of you know where Lemoire is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah, that's strange. What's strange? I can't find her anywhere. I'm supposed to bring her to the prosecution's office. Lemoire's missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Being that she's blind and all. Yeah, we'll help you look for her. Great, thanks. Nope, it's just still on cooldown meme. This place is deserted. Wonder where Lemoire went off to. I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful. I guess, but I can't help but worry about her a little. Huh? The stage is pitch dark. The power beaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Yipes! It was really dark out there. Dark. That's all Lemoire has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo? Huh? What? Doesn't something about the stage seems different to you? Like, something's changed? Changed? I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. Now it's bugging me too. What's she talking about? Well, chat, what's changed? Have you been paying attention, chat? What's changed? I'll give you 10 more seconds to tell me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time up. Time up. The answer is this guitar case. It was open before, and now it's closed. Hey, that case. Oh, okay. Zoldo said it. Okay, Zoldo's smart. Everyone else is dumb. Wasn't that open before? Huh? I guess someone closed it. Wait, look! Where the case closes. Something's sticking out! That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's... Let's open it, Apollo! Lemoire! Lemoire! Emma! We have to get Emma! Lemoire was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around, barking orders, making phone calls. Trucy just clung to my arm and cried. And me, I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. Ickfield Clinic, waiting room. Emma, how's Lemoire? Is she okay? Ah, you. We all you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes, she came to a short while ago. You found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could she not see? Oh. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that all right? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Lemoire!
Oh, Mr. Attorney, you were the one who found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened?
It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room...
You were hit?
I knew. That very moment, I knew. The assailant was trying to kill me.
No.
But it was lucky for me the first blow did not lock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first.
Why the stage?
I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work.
Oh, I have water. My throat was bugging me. I forgot I had water.
Darkness is my ally. There was a contrabass case near the stage. That is where I hid.
So the assailant couldn't see you.
Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out.
Wow, that sounds like a really close call. Do you have any idea who it might have been?
Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word.
Too bad.
Yet, when I considered that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am.
Good point. She's sharp. And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo. So that means it was likely an adult, and probably a man. Could it be him? But why would anyone attack you, Lemoire?
The detective asked me this too, and to her I gave the same answer I gave you. I do not know.
Oh, Lemoire, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is?
This is what?
Mr. Latouche was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after.
He was after?
You know, in his secret identity, as an undercover agent.
So that's what he was doing.
You mean, you know what?
Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Virginian cocoon. Or rather, a convincing replica thereof.
Why haven't I heard of a Virginian cocoon before? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir?
I wonder. Oh, they call it Virginian. It must only be found in Virginia. For certain, all in Virginia know of these.
It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it?
I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say.
I thought you said all in Virginia knew of these.
There's one fact I do know about the cocoon, though. Something all in Virginia know.
What's that?
The cocoons, they are not to be taken out of the country. If someone does and is caught, they will be put to death.
To death? Why?
I do not know. Yet, if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there is a good reason.
But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica, but looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to. Tracking down Virginian cocoon smuggling. Smuggling.
Seems I was marked.
Marked?
Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world.
Ah, so you could have brought those Virginia cocoons with you.
On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion.
Mr. Latouche's places ever under agents to look into it.
Virginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside.
Is that why they suspected you? But Mr. Latouche wasn't Virginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? There must be some reason why Virginia doesn't want those cocoons getting out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion? Cocoon smuggling. And Mr. Latouche had Lemoire marked. It couldn't be her. Huh? There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking to us, Lemoire.
It was the least I could do.
Actually, I have another request.
If it's within my power.
I need an interpreter, someone who speaks Virginian. Apollo? Would you come with us, if you're well enough?
I see. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you.
Huh? Where are we going? Come on, Trucy. We're about to get the bottom of this. Machi, we came to talk to you about the case.
Machi.
Could you interpret for us, Lamoire?
Yes.
Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Now we know the truth. You could see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Machi, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us?
Wait, Mr. Attorney, what do you mean by secret?
What do I mean by secret? Well... Well, chat, what am I presenting here? Have you been paying attention? It's not the fucking attorney's badge, meat! Hi, Maggie Aurora, how are you doing today? Lol, MLAO, Melomeo. Chat is playing the game today. So what are we presenting, chat? If you know the answer from playing this game before, keep spoiler free though. Howdy and hello. Anatoro wants to present the replica. If I'm not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? Hey, you got a reaction! A big one!
Machi, you didn't!
Trucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have needed any training to see that one.
Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about.
Omar, please interpret.
Very well.
I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution and have them look into it.
He asks you to wait. Do not be so hasty.
Machi?
Do you know everything?
Yes, everything. Well, sort of. Have him tell us about it.
Very well.
What is this cocoon anyway?
The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure.
A cure? It must cure some disease.
It's a cure for incuritis.
I've been waiting for this. The absolute greatest name for a disease of all time, chat. We got some incuritis, chat. Ace Attorney's a little on the nose, isn't it? Fucking cure Ligma too. That's hilarious. A cure for incuritis? Is it worse than is it worse than Ligma? It might be, yeah. But if it's a cure, why keep it in Virginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing the medicine.
I don't understand the reasons myself.
Okay, well, at least we know what it is. A cure. And Mr. Latouche was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi?
Machi, you weren't.
He couldn't be a smuggler. He's so little. Well, you're only 15 and you're sort of a magician, aren't you? Well, that's true. I am sort of a magician. He said sort of? Oh, to have a copy of that security camera tape. Well, Machi, are you a smuggler?
He won't tell me.
First he plays blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder, do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? Machi really did bring one into the country. Was he planning on making a deal for its sale?
I can't go home.
Can't go home?
I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home.
The penalty for taking a cocoon.
Cocoon from Virginia is death.
That's right, it's punishable by death.
About the case? What about the case?
He wants to tell us about Mr. Latouse's death? This meeting's over. Darian? What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet. There's a call for Machi from the Virginian embassy. This meeting's over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you either. I never liked you, either of you. Huh? Oh, fuck you too, bitch. Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. Apollo! And there could be only one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow, in court. All right, chat. This is probably a pretty big trial section. It's split into 2 parts. Actually, kind of insane. Apollo's figured out. Apollo is a much better attorney than Phoenix Wright was when he started. I'm gonna say that right now. Ace Attorney 1, Phoenix Wright was a bumbling idiot. Apollo is way fucking better than Phoenix Wright was in game 1. However, Phoenix Wright is better than Apollo when Phoenix Wright's at his peak. But Apollo hit the ground fucking running compared to Phoenix Wright, I'll tell you that. But yeah, I was planning to do maybe Rivals 2 tomorrow to show off a mod I made and play it a little bit because I haven't played it on stream in a very long time. But we might have to finish this case tomorrow instead. What do you guys think? I have a feeling this trial segment is going to take me at least 3 to 4 hours. I really want to do all of case 4 on Saturday though. Like I really want case Saturday. I'm going to go from 1 o'clock. I'm planning to stream for like 10 hours. I want to do the whole thing. Either way sounds good. I don't think I want to stay up late tonight. But at the same time, I don't want to stay up late tomorrow if it goes longer than I think. I think I'm going to save the trial for tomorrow. We're also a little light on people right now, and Your Imagination isn't here either, who was very active in the first few streams we've had of this game. So it might be good to give him a chance to pop in tomorrow to play along with us for the trial segment at least. So I'm leaning more towards doing that for now. So we'll finish case 3 tomorrow, then we'll do a multiplayer game on Friday. I could do maybe Marvel Rivals and Rivals of Aether 2 on that day. That might be fun. We could do both. And then Saturday, we're going to do all of case 4 starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All of case 4. Case 4 is awesome. I really like case 4 in this game. I hope you guys like it too. Definitely put some time away for that. I want to do all of it in one go. So it'll be like a 10-hour long stream. It's very trial heavy and very investigation heavy. It's super investigation heavy. And unlike the other ones, the investigation in that trial has a lot of opportunities for me to ask you guys to present stuff. So it'll be a very, very engaging examination segment compared to the other examination segments. So it's very interactive. I will be asking you guys questions constantly. It'll be a lot of fun, I promise. Yeah, so I think I will do that. We'll end here. I don't usually end this early. Like I could go for another 10 minutes, but what's the point of starting the trial if I'm just going to end in 10 minutes? Best to start the trial fresh tomorrow. I think that's the best way to do it. Don't worry, Hanatoro. I could go to bed at 1 a.m. and I would still get enough sleep. Hell, I could go to bed at 2 a.m. and I would still probably get enough sleep because my work shift is at 8:30 and I'm working from home. So I could roll out of bed at 8:25 and I'd be fine. So if I go to bed at 1 a.m., I still get 7 hours of sleep. And I'm usually pretty good at if I end up sleeping 6 hours, I'm usually pretty energetic for the day. 6 hours is like my sweet spot. 7 hours is ideal, but I can easily get by on 6. So I'm completely fine. My sleep schedule is actually pretty good. Don't worry about me. All right, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow for the final trial of case 3. We're finishing this case. Get ready to see a lot of that video as well. I wish I had half my energy. I'm still young compared to you, I suppose. I'm like 31. So I'm hoping I don't just die in my 40s, I'm gonna be honest. I want this energy to pick up at least longer. So I might need to work out a bit to keep my fucking health up. But we'll see. I'm not even tired. I just think I want to save the trial for tomorrow. I'll update the schedule so that everybody is on the same page tomorrow. So, yeah. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. If you're not following and you're enjoying my content, consider following. I'd really appreciate that. And, yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Actually, who's live right now? Mars is playing crap game. I don't know if I want to fucking raid that. Oh, Syntax is live, streaming art. Let's raid them. They do cool art. And I don't usually get to stream them because they rarely stream. So it'll be a good little thing. Yeah, that guy. All right, everybody, go say hi. I'm gonna go sleep. We'll see you all tomorrow for more Ace Attorney. Ciao.